industry with me. Her name is Kitsia Morales Torres. She is from IADWP, and it's all about destination weddings. However, our talk here today is going to be how much she loves Mexico. So I'm super excited because I love Mexico. I think all of you guys know that I have an apartment in Mexico, in Cancun. So, and I love to go, and I am itching to get back. The fact that I'm in Austin and I can't even take a 2-hour flight to go, makes me want to cry, but I will be there soon. So, Kitsia is bringing us to all of the regions of Mexico. She's going to kind of give us a little bit of wanderlust for all different parts. So, with that, I am going to give the floor over to Kitsia so she can introduce herself and we can show her presentation.
Hi, hello, everybody. I hope everybody is safe at home and trying to enjoy this new reality that we have. But I'm sure that very soon we will be able to enjoy, and we look forward to see you very soon in Mexico. Right here where I live in Merida, and we are experiencing a great weather, warm weather with a lot of sun, and we look forward to see you here very soon. I'm a passionate of travel. I have always been working in one way or another in the tourism industry. I'm in love with my country. I'm 100% Mexican, and I love and I'm proud of my country, and I want to share a little bit with you. So thank you very much, Lulu, for inviting me today. And I hope that this session inspires you a little bit to come soon to Mexico.
Beautiful. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share the presentation, and I'm going to hide us. So we'll still be able to chat. And let's do here from the beginning. And just waiting for, there we go. It is now coming along. So I know that we wanted to start off with a little video. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of set that up.
We are the greatest coincidence, the greatest casualty. Everything that you know, everything that you love, everything that you are, can only exist in this place. This world that has given us great experiences, great moments, presents us with a new challenge. Today, we need to see each other as one. We need organization to overcome this problem together. And when we make it, we'll meet again to give you the warmest welcome in Mexico, where we can enjoy together our white beaches and turquoise waters. Venture into our jungles, mountains, and deserts. Get surprised by our enigmatic archaeological sites, historical cities, and magical towns. But above all, to celebrate life together, of course, with a great Mexican meal.
Awesome. So with that, Kitsia, the next screen is why visit Mexico? So tell me, or tell us all.
Well, first of all, we are very close to you. That's one of the main reasons. It's very affordable to come to Mexico. It's very easy. We have direct flights, not only to Cancun, but we have direct flights from the States to a lot of the Mexican cities and regions that you can discover each time. And I think that one of our biggest assets is our people. We grow with this sense of hospitality. This is something that we come from our families. We love to be together. We love to please each other. And this is why we love to have tourism here. And we love that people that comes, our visitors, they learn more about our culture. They learn more about our food, and they return back to their homes with a heart full of joy and full of what Mexico is about. And we're just telling a little bit about the food. I know that there's a lot of Tex-Mex food in the States, and there's a lot right now. There are a lot of fancy restaurants, Mexican restaurants in the States with Mexican food too. But really, to taste the real Mexico flavors, you have to come here. And it's not only spicy and oh my God, it's only tacos and spicy. We have a very, very, very diverse gastronomy throughout Mexico. And the good thing is that right now there's a lot of interest to rediscover and to give a lot of attention to the local flavors, to all the good things that we have and that we grow. So right now it's so easy to eat fresh, to eat healthy, and to eat in a very flavory way in Mexico. So I'm sure that you will enjoy the food all over through Mexico. We have very different gastronomy. Our gastronomy is very influenced by, that we are mestizo. We are mixed with the Spaniards and with the Native Americans. So our food has, of course, the main element of the gastronomy in Mexico is corn, but we have a lot of vegetables and a lot of spices that came from Asia and from Spain. And so we put everything together, and I think that the result is great. And so everywhere that you go to Mexico, you will find amazing food. Also, well, we are very well known for our beer and also for our spirits, tequila and now mezcal. Mezcal is very, very fashionable. We love mezcal, and mezcal is something similar like tequila. It's made of agave too,
but it's so much stronger.
Well, it's stronger and it's smoked. The flavor is a little bit smoked, and I think it gives a very special flavor, and it's great to mix with pineapple, with lemon, with everything. So right now I'm in love with mezcal. So it's something that you need to come and discover. The mezcal comes, tequila comes from the central region of Jalisco. It's where Guadalajara is. It's in the center of Mexico. And mezcal, originally, it comes from Oaxaca. That is in the south of Mexico. It's a region that is very, very, very rich culturally. And well, you need to come and to discover it. And
and to go and visit some distilleries and have a good gastronomic adventure along with some food, with the drinks. So we can certainly kind of plan, an off the beaten path kind of adventure just for that.
Of course. And there are amazing options, because remember that we have the wine region too in Baja California. So you just actually, you need to cross to Ensenada. By the way, Ensenada in Baja California, they have an amazing seafood and fresh food all over Ensenada in this region. And also there's the wine region, Valle de Guadalupe. So we produce very good wines. The thing is that we produce it in very small quantities, and most of these wines, they stay there in that region. So that's why you don't see them very often. But the quality of the wine is delicious. There are these new wines, amazing. And I'm sure that trip, really, it's worth it. And another thing, if you go to Jalisco, there's a town named Tequila. And Tequila is a town where you will be able to discover everything about tequila. So it's really worth it to go there. You need to fly to Guadalajara or to Puerto Vallarta, because it's in the halfway between Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta, and you will discover something completely different. I love this trip. I have done it several times, and to discover the different kinds of tequila and the different qualities of tequila is amazing.
That's awesome. So, and Mexico has more than just food and drink, of course. It's got a lot of culture and historical richness. And I had a pleasure of enjoying a lot of that, not only in the Cancun area, but also in Merida. So, there's lots of great opportunities. But let's talk about a little bit more about the natural diversity and, of course, the accessibility of the country.
Well, first of all, talking a little bit about the culture, we are a colorful country. We love color. We love, so this color, this, I don't know how to say it, but the way that we are in love with color is reflected in everything in our lives, in the way we dress, in the way we eat, in the way we decor our houses, our churches, everything. So you will find color everywhere in Mexico. And in the art, of course, our textiles and art and everything, it has a lot of color. It's something that is very characteristical to the Mexican culture.
Yes.
And of course, we have one of the biggest diversities, natural diversities in the world. We have deserts, we have, of course, beautiful beaches, and we have beaches in the Pacific, beaches in the Caribbean, beaches in the Gulf of Mexico. So we have a lot of offer, and actually we have a lot of reserves, of natural reserve throughout Mexico. And I will be looking forward a little bit later to talk to you a little bit more about the natural reserves in Yucatan, that I'm sure that you're gonna love them. And about accessibility, Mexico, as I told you, we have very, very good connectivity with the States. It's very easy and very affordable to get to Mexico, to any city of Mexico. Of course, we have thousands of direct flights to Cancun and to Mexico City, but the other cities are very well connected too. And the good thing is that we have a very good way to handle all that. We have a lot of accessibility in our airports and in our main attractions. So we make it's possible to travel with your family, even if it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. You will find an option, or if you have any condition that will require special attention, we will have everything to handle your necessities and the necessities of your family or your group in the best way possible.
And that's awesome. And I've actually lived a lot of that as well. So I can speak firsthand in terms of that. You all know that my sister has Downs, and when we travel, she needs a wheelchair. So, and my elderly parents as well. So sometimes when I'm traveling with them, it's 3 wheelchairs at the airport. I got to tell you that the accessibility in Mexico with 3 wheelchairs is super easy. I stress more on our side here in the States when I travel with them than when I do in Mexico. So with that, let's talk. So we talked a little bit about all the different destinations. Mexico is a huge country. So
I know sometimes we just think about Cancun and maybe Mexico City, but we have a beautiful and diverse country. We just put here some of the regions, the beach destinations. Of course, you can get like a combo if you fly to Cancun, because you will get Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Riviera Maya, Tulum, Cozumel, just in one trip. But also remember that we have in the other side of the country, in the South Baja California, we have Los Cabos, that it's an amazing destination, and it's blooming right now. There are so many hotels, there are so many options in Los Cabos that it's worth it to go. And it's not only, just for the California people as it used to be in the past. Right now, there are options for absolutely everyone, and I'm sure that you're gonna love it. Puerto Vallarta, of course, that it has so much culture. It's a very good destination for same-sex couples. And, well, people, everybody, families, everybody loves Puerto Vallarta because everything it has to offer. Of course, Riviera Nayarit has been growing so fast. You need to go to the Puerto Vallarta airport, and then you will have the opportunity to discover these 2 great destinations, Puerto Vallarta and Riviera Nayarit. Of course, in the Pacific, Mazatlan. I will tell you, Mazatlan right now is I don't know, from my point of view, is one of my favorite destinations right now because it has amazing gastronomy, the culture. Everybody's like so happy. The music that they have in Mazatlan is really worth it to rediscover Mazatlan because it's amazing. Ixtapa and Acapulco. Acapulco too is becoming one of my favorite places again. It's so chic. It's so, the restaurants that you have, the views that you have, and there's no way you can find a more beautiful sunset than in Acapulco Bay. So those are the beach destinations, and I'm sure that Lulu will be able to help you with all of this. But also, we need to remember that Mexico is much more than just the beach. Mexico has a lot and beautiful towns and cities. And well, we will talk a little bit more about Mérida, that it's in the Yucatan Peninsula, but also San Miguel de Allende in Guanajuato. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It has so much culture, and the streets, everything. It's so beautiful, and it's very close from Guanajuato and Zacatecas. There are another two colonial destinations that has a lot to offer, because we need to remember that Mexico was a very, very rich country because of the silver and the gold during the time when we were a colony of the Spaniards. So you can see all the buildings, absolutely everything that we have, that we still, all the history, all the culture that we have to share. I'm sure that you could love that. And Oaxaca, I think Oaxaca, together with San Cristobal de las Casas, that it's in Chiapas, there are another two destinations that you need to put in your bucket list because of the gastronomy, because of the life culture, and because of everything what they have to offer. So just keep in mind Oaxaca and Chiapas. San Cristobal de las Casas is in Chiapas, and I'm sure that you will love these two places. So keep in mind.
I feel like I need to do a 90-day round about the country, because I feel like, even though I love the country and I've been to so many of the places in Mexico, I feel like I need to take myself and just kind of backpack and go throughout the country.
Yes. I agree. But I think it takes like 1 year. Now I'm thinking there's so many things to do. But well, we could start with 1 week, and we can continue with that.
I was looking at 3 months. I was like, I'll live in Mexico for 3 months.
Great.
Awesome. So we mentioned that we were going to talk a little bit more about the Yucatan Peninsula. So Merida is where you live. So guys, you can see where she is. I'm putting in the upper left-hand side of this map. And so you can see that it's by the Progreso port, which some of you may know through the cruises, because it is a cruise port. So and I've had the pleasure of being in Merida, and Merida has a very a similar Parisian feel as you would in, say, the Champs-Élysées. So you can certainly have that feel with a Mexican touch. And I really enjoyed that while I was there. So I'm going to let Anfixia talk a little bit more about her favorite places in the world on this peninsula. As you all know, like I said, Cancun is where my heart and soul is. So I'm going to leave her to let you guys explore some more.
Okay, so basically, it's very easy to reach the Yucatan Peninsula. You could get to Cancun, or of course, we have direct flights from Merida to Miami, to Houston, to Dallas, and to several other places in North America. But you could get to Merida or to Cancun, and the good thing is that you could get first to Cancun and then travel all the way to Merida and then return or get back to the States through Merida. Or it's about a distance from Cancun to Merida. It's about 3 hours by car, and it's very safe. It's a highway that will take you from Cancun to Merida, and there are so many things to discover. in this way from Cancun to Merida. And I will show you some of the places that I'm sure that you're gonna love it, and you can put together in your trip. So this is a little bit of what Yucatan looks like, because we have colonial towns like the one you are looking, the yellow one, that it's Izamal. We have archaeological sites, very important ones like Chichen Itza, but of course we have several others that you could discover, and they're less well known but still amazing and beautiful. And what you see, the beach that you see in this picture is because it's salty. It's salt water, and for some reason it is pink. So we have these pink waters. You cannot get inside because actually it's too salty to get inside. But it's beautiful to look, and it's a wonder that you really want to take a look at. And of course, we have beautiful mansions in Merida and in Valladolid and in other towns that are nearby this region.
Beautiful. So with Merida, as we have all, we've spoken about, and you live there, I had the opportunity to visit cenotes when we were there, to visit the colonial houses, to have that French kind of flavor and all of that, and super, super excited to learn, because I remember my father talking to me when I was a child. My family comes from Cuba, and how much the Cubans would travel into Merida for business.
Well, yes, it's very important, because for several years, for centuries, the Yucatan Peninsula was kind of isolated from the rest of Mexico. So they had much more relationship with New Orleans, with Florida, with Cuba, with Europe, than the relationship that they had with Mexico. And we need to remember Merida and the Yucatan, they were very famous, and they were in the 19th century. There was a lot of richness here because of the sisal, that it was the green gold. So all of these mansions and all of these buildings, they are still here. So you can visit some of them. There are now hotels. Some of them, there are museums, venues. But it's really such a pleasure to see all of these beautiful places here in Merida. And actually the gastronomy too, we have a lot of influence from the Cuban cuisine, from the European cuisine. And you can see, of course, we have the habanero pepper, that it's very, very spicy, and we like to put it, to add it to the food. But none of the food, it has chili in the preparation. So you can try everything, and it's gonna be very flavory, but it's not really spicy. So you can try sopa de lima, cochinita pibil. That cochinita pibil is roasted pork, and it's very famous and very popular here. So there are some of the delicacies that you will be able to find here. And I will tell you something. You will find here the healthiest and the most delicious tortillas that you have ever tried.
And I can vouch for that.
Good.
So I loved visiting Izamal.
Yes.
And so this was it. Not only the color, obviously it's known for its yellow buildings and everything else, but I felt such an amazing connection, and I felt like I was being told this great story of how it occurred.
Of course, because it's the city of, it's in the way from Cancun to Merida, so you will be able to discover. It's a city that is completely painted in yellow, and the city is named by the three cultures because, of course, the original inhabitants of these regions, it was one of the main cities for the native people here. So then the Spaniards came and they built this huge church that it's a convent actually and a church, and then we have this mixed culture of the of the Mexicans. So you will find here elements of the three cultures: European, Native American, and the mixture, the actual or the yes the actual Mexicans, and in this city. So you will have, and I'm sure that you were able to see this, Lulu,
Yes.
pyramids inside of tortilla stores. It's crazy. It's crazy. You will love it.
It's absolutely beautiful, and the history is amazing. So definitely a place to visit. So, and of course, we've got the archaeological sites that that you guys have, of which you also have a UNESCO site. So definitely, and this goes back into your Mayan roots.
Of course, and it's important to say that we have a lot of UNESCO World Heritage throughout the Yucatan, places throughout the Yucatan, and of course the Mayan culture was very important, and it's still live. You could see the Mayan people in the small towns, and it's beautiful that they preserve the culture. And because the most well known, because it's a wonder of the world, is Chichen Itza of the archaeological sites. But it's really worth it to see Uxmal, because it's something like if they embroider the stone. What they did, what the Mayan did in this archaeological site, it's beautiful. I love to say that for me, Chichen Itza, it's like very masculine, very warrior. And Uxmal, it's so feminine. I love this archaeological site, and it's really worth it to go and discover it.
That's awesome. And so in here, we talked about Chichen Itza a little bit already. So here's some pictures that you guys can see. And of course, this is one of the most commonly known of in terms of the UNESCO sites, as well as the wonders of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's quite a bit of them. So, so we definitely need to create great itineraries for you guys so that you can go and explore, especially if you're a history buff. So it's a great opportunity. And here are some of the cenotes. You know, we got an opportunity when I was there to really enjoy them, you know, to go in, to even go swimming and all of that. And they're just amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful what we have, this joy of the nature that that we have here in the Yucatan cenotes throughout the Yucatan Peninsula. And of course, you can visit a lot of them. A cenote is a sinkhole. We only have underwater rivers. We don't have regular rivers in the Yucatan Peninsula. So all the water goes under under the soil. So you will see, you will be able to discover these beautiful places, and they are very easy to get them to. Some of them, of course, some of them requires a little bit more of adventure, but a lot of them, they are in some haciendas, they are everywhere. Even here in Merida, we have a Costco with a cenote.
That's awesome. So, and so here are some of the different cenotes in the area of the Yucatan Peninsula that we can actually set you up. You can discover them. You can go and enjoy them. And they're also not very crowded. So great for social distancing. So that way you can also kind of keep that going, as I know that as we're planning travel going forward, we're certainly looking in that light.
Of course, I select some of the cenotes that are in the way from Cancun to Merida, and I'm sure that Lulu will be able to give you several options, and she knows a lot of them, so I'm sure she will be able to give it. And well, the haciendas, as I told you, the Yucatan was very rich in the 18th and the 19th century because of the sisal. So all of these haciendas, we have a lot all over the Yucatan, but some of them, they have been renovated, and now there are beautiful 5-star hotels like the one that you're looking right here. They are part of the luxury collection of Marriott right now. It's the Mozon in the red one, and the pool that you have in this picture, it is in San Jose. It's another beautiful hacienda. So you have everything that you may need to have an amazing vacation, and you have it here in these amazing properties where you can have a lot of activities, sightseeing, or just relaxing. And they have amazing spas inside of the properties. And also, if you want to discover more of the destination, you will be able to. They have handicraft workshops outside of the haciendas, and you will be able to discover little towns. You will be able to discover everything what it's around the haciendas.
Yeah, and also some of the haciendas that I have had the pleasure of visiting are working haciendas. So they're very similar to dude ranches that we have here in the U.S. So it's a great opportunity to kind of have, mix and match a little bit of that trip. So great piece. The pieces of Rio Lagartos and Celestún, I am in love with this piece.
Well, I know we were talking about the natural reserves that we have throughout of Mexico, and well, in this area, these reserves, the Celestún and Rio Lagartos reserves, are beautiful. They are full of mangroves, and these mangroves are the house of several birds. Of course, we have the fortune of have the pink flamingos, but there are hundreds of different kinds of beautiful birds that you will be able to discover. This is a paradise for bird watchers, and also for people just interested in nature. You will be able to see a lot. And we have of course, we have another kind of fauna at night. There's the watching of the crocodiles. So there's a lot of things to do in these two areas. They are very close to Mérida. Well, Celestún is around 1 hour away from Mérida. In Rio Lagartos, it's in the way from Cancun to Mérida, so you could make a stop right there and visit an archaeological zone like Equalam, for example, and then discover Rio Lagartos, the flamingo reserve.
That's awesome. So with that, obviously, Quintana Roo is where most of us fly into. So that's where Cancun is. And there's so many different flavors of all of the different beaches and everything else. So with Cancun, obviously, you're going to get that blue crystal water. You're going to be, a lot of it is going to be in the hotel zone. Riviera Maya obviously is going to be a little further south. That's where you're going to have your Playa del Carmen to start, and then go south. And Tulum was a beautiful view that I ended up enjoying. It's a very bohemian city. And so while you're not going to find your all-inclusives there, you're going to find really amazing places. And like there's a resort there that's called Canan, which is a treehouse. So, and it's an adult treehouse. It's an EP plan, so there's no meals included, but it's an experience to die for.
So, yes, of course. This is a very bohemian experience, but I think that it represents a lot of what we have in Mexico, all through Mexico. So it's really worth it to go and discover. And if you already are in Cancun, why not discover something new?
Absolutely.
So remember, besides Cancun, we have Playa del Carmen, we have Tulum, we have Cozumel, we have Isla Mujeres, we have the new area of Playa Mujeres with amazing hotels. And so there's a lot to see.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally keep going back to the Cancun area and not have visited all those moving pieces. And one of the things, guys, that I want to make sure you all realize is that all of this, in terms of our dollar, is very is cost effective. So there's a great value. You're getting a lot of things that are included or experiences that are created for you, and it's not going to break the bank. So
of course, and because of the weakness of the Mexican peso, this will be 30% cheaper for you after coronavirus. So remember, it's a great opportunity right now to book your trip to Mexico. I'm sure that we will be open very soon, and we look forward to receive you with our open heart and our open arms.
Yes, and I can't wait. So, just before we wrap it up, you listed here Bacalar, and Bacalar is a very interesting place because it actually borders Belize. So, for those of you guys who are interested in maybe doing a Mexico-Belize trip, we can actually do something here, and this is something, you know, that gives you a very different flavor, lots of off the beaten path kind of opportunities, as you can, you know, you read here, and really it's something that will allow for mind, body, spirit. And I think that's important, especially since we all have this cabin fever. Here's an opportunity where we actually are able to kind of enjoy it. So, Katia, tell me a little bit about, how do you get to Bacalar?
Well, to get to Bacalar, it's about 5 hours from Cancun. But in the way from Cancun to Bacalar, there are so many things and so many reserves to see that it's worth it to do that trip. And you can do it by car. You can rent a tour, or you can rent a driver to take you to Bacalar. And it's really, really, really worth it. Or another idea is to fly to Chetumal. There are not so many flights to Chetumal, but you could fly there, and Bacalar is right there. So it's about 20 minutes from the airport. And what you were saying, Lulu, it's a great combination with Belize. Actually, there's a boat that takes you from Chetumal, that it's where Bacalar is, to Belize, and it's to San Pedro, for example, where the Isla Bonita is. So it's really a trip that you could do it. And if you fly to Belize, then you can take the boat to Bacalar, and it's really, really a beautiful thing to do. And what do you do in Bacalar? It's actually a place to rest and to be inspired, because the lagoon is some of the Seven Colors Lagoon is some of the most beautiful places in the world. And it's not something very touristic. You will find small hotels around, and you will love it because there are small luxury hotels by the lagoon. And also you have another very affordable traditional options. Of course, we don't have any of all-inclusives or nothing like that, but I'm sure that you will love it. And you could kayak, you could explore the area by boat or kayaking or surfing, or there are so many options to enjoy the lagoon. And actually there are beautiful, the forest, what we have right there, it's a beautiful area. And there are beautiful archaeological sites too, like Kohun Lich. And by the way, there's a property of the name of the hotel is Kohun Lich, that it's in the middle of the jungle, very close to the lagoon. And it's really a beautiful property and a beautiful experience.
And so all of the experiences that you guys are used to having in those Cancun all-inclusive resorts, while this area is not all-inclusive, it certainly will give you that luxury feeling. So, but yet still being in that off the beaten path, which is really what I wanted to kind of focus on with our series. So we're dreaming now, we'll be traveling later. And obviously you all know how to contact me because there's my info. And of course you can find me or any of the other travel gurus from Book Here, Give Here. Your love of Mexico, your passion comes out. It's so amazing. And I just love it. So
thank you, Lulu.
So thank you. Thank you to you for being here and for talking to my followers and my clients about the amazingness of Mexico. So guys, she's my contact. She's my the international Rolodex, that I've got. She's helping me put a lot of that together. She is my main point of contact. So you guys know that I have folks down on the ground so that when you have these experiences, I'm really dealing with locals. I'm not dealing with another person with another layer and another layer.
We love Lulu and we know the way she works. She's very, very, very into details and she wants to know everything. And if there's something that it's not perfect for her clients, she will let us know. So I love that you are in the best hands with Lulu. So remember, if you're willing to come to Mexico, she is the one.
Thank you, Kitsia. So with that, I will bid you guys adieu. I'm sorry we did run over, but we're so excited about Mexico, and I just can't say enough about we gotta just go. See you guys, and we will talk soon. Bye, everybody.